Welcome to Latte with a Lawyer, a podcast dedicated to bringing you the stories of some of America's most successful lawyers, figuring out what makes them tick, how they creatively solve problems, and how others aspiring to be them can follow in their footsteps.
Welcome to another episode of Latte with a Lawyer. I'm your host, Jonathan Brickman, and this afternoon we have Candice Shepard of Shepard Law. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. It's good to be here.
Yep, good stuff. So first question, Latte with a Lawyer, what's your morning beverage of choice?
I mean, you can't go wrong with coffee. And lattes are just a better version of coffee.
Better version. Okay, good. I see you're addicted. That's what you told me.
Oh my gosh, it's ridiculous. I mean, it's 2 p.m. and I'm still drinking coffee.
I got water now.
Good for you.
Yeah.
That's a much better choice.
Well, you have to titrate it after a little while, right?
Right. Yeah.
So all right, well, good stuff. Anything special? You're just plain old whatever they got at the Piggly Wiggly, whatever.
Nothing fancy. As we age, we have to get rid of the sugar and the dairy, but other than that, nothing fancy.
It's true, isn't it? Sugar and dairy, the two things. Yeah. No, I'm off the dairy. I use coconut milk.
Yes.
And
thank goodness for coconut milk.
Right? It's good stuff. Actually, you know what's really good? Soy milk. Just soy milk. Like if I go to Starbucks, I get a soy latte.
All right. I'll have to give that a shot.
Sweet.
I'll give it a try next time I'm in Starbucks.
Okay, good. All right. Well, tell us about your law practice. What do you guys do?
Yeah, we're a transactional firm and we have locations throughout the Charlotte metro area. We do a lot of real estate, mostly residential, but some commercial.
Okay.
We also do estate work, planning and probate, do a handful of business. Our tagline is, helping you with what matters most, home and family. So as we grow, we'd like to add family law and immigration and adoption and things like that really impact people's everyday lives. That's what we're after is being part of somebody's story in a positive, beneficial way.
All right. Well, that's commendable. That's good stuff.
Thank you. Thank you. It is good stuff. And we enjoy what we do and we try to do it well.
Got it. So I know you're from the Midwest and moved down there. Tell me about that. Why'd you make the move down there?
So I grew up in Iowa and very cold and litigated there for a lot of years. And my little brother was in the Air Force and stationed here in North Carolina and visited him and fell in love with the place. And my ex-husband was recruited it was Wachovia at the time, but to come here. I'm like, let's go. It's much warmer, closer to the beach. We were fairly landlocked in the Midwest. So we
got rivers. You got rivers in the Midwest, right?
We have the Mississippi River. So, there's that, but nothing beats the Atlantic.
Yeah, that's
in my opinion.
Yeah. That is true. I live in South Florida now, and I migrated down from Boston to DC to. I live in South Florida now, so you're right. I get 5 miles, and I'm sitting on the beach. So
yeah,
that's pretty good.
Beautiful thing.
It is a beautiful thing. It really is. Interesting. Where in Iowa did you grow up?
Middle of nowhere, right where Iowa, Illinois, and Missouri meet. So it's actually in Illinois, a very small town called Dallas City, and then we moved across the river, the Mississippi, to the big city of Burlington, Iowa, 30,000 people. So
a friend of mine was from Keokuk. Is that like right
really
near
close?
there?
Yep, about 30-45 minutes.
That's what I thought. Yeah. He was an interesting fellow, a good friend.
Good people. Yeah.
But he lives in Chicago now. He lives in Chicago.
Very good.
But no, I remember he was like right on the Mississippi River.
Yeah.
And I didn't make those trips back there, but I remember watching him like jump in the river, like doing crazy stuff. But
Right.
But Charlotte's a good place. That was like it became a banking hub, right? Like
it is, yeah. Second biggest banking hub in the country after New York.
Yeah.
So makes it easier for people to get here. We're growing by leaps and bounds.
Still growing?
Still growing.
Okay.
At an alarming rate.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't realize that. Okay, good. So give me sort of typical stuff that you work on in your practice, if there is such a thing.
Yeah, there's nothing typical, and I'm mostly managing partner, CEO type things. I do a ton of business development, which is my favorite. But
Okay.
the firm, we North Carolina is one of the few states in the country that requires an attorney to be part of the process. So we do a lot of that transactional type work. We study the title and the register of deeds and make sure everything's copacetic and get it transferred from one person to another and all the money dispersed to the appropriate people, and then we move it along. And
Okay.
the estate planning and probate is pretty universal across the country, but super important.
Okay. And how big is the law firm now?
We have 6 attorneys and I want to say 12 to 14 support staff, somewhere
Okay.
around in there.
Oh, so
We're
you're pretty
growing
good.
pretty quickly as well. So
Very good.
from day to day, it might be 10 or it might be 27.
Yeah. And are you seeing like big inflation there too in real estate?
Oh my gosh, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Last couple of years, it's been heavy inflation.
Where are most people coming from? Midwest
We
coming down like you do?
Yeah, we get a lot of people from colder climates, a lot of people from the Northeast moving here. We still get a little tiny smidgen of winter, but nothing like South Florida. But
Yeah.
but
Well,
yeah, we
this-
get a lot of folks from the Northeast.
I would say this is the only place where it really is warm all year.
Yeah.
I mean, every place else gets a little bit of winter. I know you do. I actually have a nephew who lives in Charlotte.
Okay.
Yeah, so I mean, you do get a little bit of cold weather.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just enough to keep us grateful for the good weather.
Oh yeah. I'm sure by now it's nice. But anyway, all right, good stuff. What? So tell me, I mean, how'd you get started? Like, why'd you become a lawyer? Like, how did you make all those decisions? Take us through that path.
Yeah, so I don't remember a time where I didn't want to be a lawyer. I grew up really, really small town, not a lot of opportunities, very rural and blue collar. And when you grow up in an environment like that, you don't really know much of the outside world. Very insulated and not exposed to a lot of things. So you typically hear one of 2 things. Oh, you should be a doctor, or oh, you should be a lawyer. And I can't stand blood, so that was off the table. And apparently I was a little obstinate as a child. So, gosh, you're hard-headed. You should go be a lawyer. And I just internalized that and took it to heart. And I actually got to college, and my freshman year, I changed majors so many times that my advisor said, Candice, if you don't pick something, you're never going to graduate. So I'm like, well, I'm going to law school. So let's pick something and just go with that. And, the great thing about law is that you can do so much with it. You can go so many different ways and really, really help people in a lot of different ways. And it's just a good field to be in.
Nice. So you mentioned litigation. So did you start as a litigator?
I did start as a litigator. I did a clerkship with a civil district court after law school, and ended up meeting a gentleman who was building a firm that was focused on issues that affected kiddos. And so after my clerkship was over, I went to work for him, and we did a lot of we did domestic violence, abuse and neglect, juvenile offender. We would take divorce custody if it had a tricky custody issue, those kind of things. So I was in court a lot, and but it was really good work, just heavy work, but good stuff.
And so you got tired of litigation. It was too much. You want to make a change. How'd you make the transition to what you're doing now?
So so I wouldn't recommend my path. My path maybe is a cautionary tale.
Okay.
I actually got out of litigation because I was appointed to represent a gentleman who was in federal prison for 7 consecutive life terms for drug running. And he did not like the verbiage I was giving him about his situation, and told me where my daughter went to daycare, and knew where I lived, all these things about my personal life that he should not have known. And I just decided I had to be done. So I marched right over to the judge's office and got excused from the case, and started winding up my litigation practice, and actually went to work for my ex-husband's company, just did corporate for a while. And when we moved here, I wasn't even sure I wanted to practice anymore, but felt the pull to go back, and God orchestrates your steps. And so it just worked out that I met the right people to be in the right rooms to do the things that I'm doing now. So
Yeah. So,
yeah.
oh, interesting. But
Yeah.
that's a big switch to go from like that kind of heavy litigation to,
Right.
more transactional.
Right. Yeah, it is a big shift.
Yeah.
And I had no plan. I just threw up my hands and said, I'm done. I'm not doing this anymore. I'm out.
Yeah. Well, sometimes that's how it happens, right?
And yeah.
So what would your advice be? I mean, so for you, like, how do you end up finding, like, what's your advice to find the right place, where you
Yeah.
can be most comfortable?
I think a lot of lawyers come out of law school expecting to change the world and thinking that the practice of law is a certain way. And it just isn't so. It's different based on your geography and what type of law you're in. And if you're in a small firm or a big firm, it's just, there are so many different factors. And I think you just really need to drill down into your personal set of values and what you want your life to look like. There's a lot of things you can do, but what's going to bring you the greatest fulfillment? Because when you're true to your purpose and your passions, I think you're going to have the greatest impact.
Yeah, no question about
So
it.
yeah, don't think it's got to look like a certain thing to be beneficial.
Well, it's not so easy to find it though, right? Because again, there's lots of reasons why you might start somewhere where you really isn't the right fit. It takes you a while,
Exactly.
right?
Yeah. Well, and don't be afraid to make a change. If it doesn't fit, make a different choice.
Yeah.
And talk to everybody. I don't know. Like I have no problems talking to anybody, asking for their advice. If I like what they're doing, hey, how did you get involved in the work you're doing? Or do you know anybody looking for an attorney doing the work you're doing? Because I'd sure like to talk to that, apply for that job. Just
Right.
ask for what you want.
Yeah, I'm trying to teach my kids that right now.
Yeah,
They don't
right.
like
Get in the room, ask for what you want. It'll all work out the way it's supposed
yeah,
to.
they don't like to do that.
Yeah.
That really is the right
Yeah.
approach, right? I
Yeah.
mean, ask people, get feedback, try
Right.
something, do an internship, whatever, but
Right.
I mean, otherwise, how do you know, right?
You never know. That's
Yeah,
right.
no clue. So, what would be your advice for somebody going to law school today? What would you tell them?
Same thing. Get in the room, talk to the people, explore. Don't assume that why you went to law school is why you're going to is the same why that you're going to come out with.
Yeah.
Once you're exposed to all the different classes and casework and different ways of practicing, hidden talents show up, and passions that you might not have even known you had show up. Just maybe give those a little bit of space to grow and explore what that could look like. There's a lot of different ways to utilize that law degree, and it doesn't all have to be big firm litigation, all of that. Very, very successful for some people, but a lot of people go a different route.
Yeah. Do you have any mentors or people that you sort of look to?
I'm in my 24th year of practice, and I can't even count the number of mentors I've had over the years. But it's, again, it's just not being afraid to ask. And you'll get a lot of people that say, I just don't have time to mentor you. And that's okay too. But those who do will really pour into you. I also have paid coaches at this point. Yeah. At this point in my life, I've paid coaches that they have to listen to what I'm they have to answer my questions because I pay them to do so.
Right. That's right. So what are you looking for from the coaches?
A lot of times it's, we go to law school. I own the firm now, and I went to law school, but I never was taught to run a business or manage people or put operations into place, things like that. As we're scaling up, I have one coach right now who's strictly operations and finance, and he's helping us put in processes and procedures to make that manageable and scalable.
Yep.
And then I have a mindset coach. It's sometimes it's hard to do what we do, and half therapy, half business. And let's look at what the real problem is and figure it out. It's always figure outable. So
Yeah. What are the big challenges? Like, what are the things that you struggle with the most?
the human capital.
Yeah. Okay.
I love my staff, but sometimes managing staff, managing clients is really challenging. Everybody comes with their own set of issues and own set of expectations and desires, and you can only do what you can do. And you have to, as a business owner, you have to balance the bottom line with the culture and the the pay structure. There's so many factors that go into that, and you can't make everybody happy.
Right.
Some days you can't make anybody happy. So that's
that
can
is
be
very
challenging.
true. I mean, so you got to build the right culture, right? Where people
Yeah.
feel like they're really part of something bigger, right?
Right.
Their job.
Yeah.
That's key. Yeah.
It is absolutely key. Yeah. And I'm always saying, get in the room, get in the room, get in the room, but finding the right people to be in the room that you've created, that's challenging too, because just because they can do the job doesn't mean you want them in your space.
Right. So how do you do that? You said you're expanding, so you have to be selective about who you bring in. You have an approach that you
We do a lot of pre-interview testing, personality testing and aptitude testing, and that gives us a pretty good indication of some baseline things. And then we typically do a Zoom interview and then an in-person interview and a work product. So it's pretty. I'll tell you, it's pretty extensive. So if you get through the door, you've earned your spot, because we're going to put you through the ringer before you ever walk in. But it's because we're also going to protect you fiercely once you get here. We're going to help you grow. We're going to mentor you. We're not going to let you go during a downturn. We'll figure it out. But yeah, we're pretty cautious about that.
Has your approach failed you? I mean, have you made a mistake?
Of course.
Why do you think? Why though? Why do you think it hasn't worked out?
Every time it hasn't worked out, it's because we have tried to force a round peg into a square hole. We desperately need this space filled, and this person is maybe 70% sufficient for the position. So let's just give it a go. And that is a very painful lesson to learn. It's far easier just to fill in around that empty space than to put the wrong person in there and then try to deal with that fallout.
It's so true. I mean, I've done the same thing myself. We used to use a platform called Predictive Index. You may have heard of that.
I haven't.
Psychographic testing. But it's uncanny. Like, I mean, you sort of create a profile and you try to, pick people that meet that profile of a role they're going to fill.
Right.
And you're right, because I mean, the times that you sort of go against it, you say, I think this, I know it doesn't look right, but I think, I think they're going to be a good fit.
Right.
Almost always, right? It's like, it doesn't work out because you went against what I was telling you. So you're right. It's amazing how those platforms really work if you do a good job defining. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Good stuff.
I'm a big believer in that for sure. So are you guys leveraging a lot of technology in the business too to get more efficient?
Tons and tons of technology, and I have a love-hate relationship with technology. I'd just as soon write everything down on paper, but we can't be productive or efficient if we use paper and pencil and all the time. So we have a platform just for real estate. It's a beautiful platform, and then we have another one for everything else, and everything runs through that. We don't have a lick of paper in the office, which I love. And then you just got a secure portal because, bad guys are everywhere, especially in the internet world, and everything's in the cloud. And I say that like I know what that means, right? I know it's up here somewhere floating around above my head, but
well, it's not your server in your office, right? It's in some remote.
Right. Yeah, no, it's not in my office. Office. If my office burns down, we can still work because the data didn't get compromised.
Yeah, I mean, that's a big thing. I mean, that whole concept of redundancy is. I mean, now that everything moves to the cloud, it's like you're right. People, there's no downtime really, right? You can be up and running quickly.
Well, and our industry really has fought that. I don't
Yep.
know what the hesitancy is, other than technology can be hard. Technology can be a challenge. And there's so much out there, but there again, I asked everybody I know, hey, what are you using? Hey, what are you
Sure.
using? And found what fits for us, and hire a lot of people that are better at it than I am to implement it.
Yeah. So what's your plan for the firm? Like you want to keep expanding. What do you want to, what's the vision?
So, I'm very God driven, Jonathan. I try to not make too many plans that are based in what Candice wants. I try to be very faithful to the calling on my life. So my plan is always, first, whatever he says. Second, here's what I think I'm doing. We just opened our 3rd location, and we're opening a 4th location fairly soon. And then we've been asked to open a 5th location. So I think what we're doing is we're moving towards a scenario where we have one corporate location where all the production comes out of that space. And then we have a bunch of small satellite offices where we can serve people where they are geographically. And like I said, I'd really love to add a couple new lines of business that are dramatically underserved in our area. At least the way we serve, they're dramatically underserved. And but there again, that's talent. I'm not going to bring in somebody just because they can do the work. I want to bring in somebody that fits with the culture. And we're very, very service oriented. So that's a unique
That's cool.
brand proposition.
What are the areas that you think are underserved that you're thinking about expanding into?
Family law and adoption and immigration are the two that have been heavy on my mind.
Okay.
But we're open to other things. There's some litigation fields that I'd love that we get 25 calls a day for. And
really? Like what?
Yeah,
give me like what?
A lot of real estate litigation.
Okay.
And some general civil stuff. And we refer those out all day long. I'd love to keep them in house, but I don't have a human who can manage those yet. So if you know anybody, send them my way, sir.
Well, here's your chance right now.
Yeah, right.
Infomercial, right?
Yes. Apply now.
So do you like being the CEO manager, sort of managing the business and growth as opposed to being the practitioner?
I have found, I was quite shocked by this, but I have found that I prefer that. I really enjoy that role. I do a ton of business development. I'm really good at that piece of it, the networking and the, all the things. I love setting the culture from the top down. I do a lot of writing and speaking, which I very much enjoy. And I get to watch people grow in their careers and their lives because it's all integrated. It's work-life integration and create income opportunities for families. And I really love the role from the CEO seat.
Yeah, that's interesting. And think about that. I mean, you start off saying you came from this small little town where you didn't know anything about the outside world.
Yeah.
And now you're leading, right?
Right.
From the front. That's pretty interesting.
I like it. Yeah, right? I enjoy it a lot.
And I'm sure you can attribute a lot of your strengths to your background too.
Absolutely. Right? Yeah. Very solid upbringing. My parents are amazing humans, great education. Small towns, they've got their challenges, but very, you're surrounded by 27 grandmas and moms and a lot of athletics, and I joined the military. So all of that stuff was really, really integral to where I am now, for sure.
Yeah. Interesting. Do you have any kids?
I have 4. I have, 20 and 18-year-old girls and 16 and 15-year-old boys.
Wow. Any future lawyers? What do you think?
So far, none of them are interested in lawyering, but we'll see. Got a psychologist and a free spirit and an engineer and an Air Force guy. So we'll see how that all shakes out.
Oh, nice. Good. Excellent. Good stuff. I saw Illinois in your thing. Two of my nephews went to University of Illinois.
That's where I did my undergrad.
Yeah, I saw that on your thing. Yeah. Interesting. Good school. Good basketball team too, right? You said you're in sports. I don't know what kind of sports you play, but they have a
I played volleyball. I played basketball, but not well.
good.
Yeah. it's
And
fun to
we
watch.
get, I told you I live in South Florida, so FAU made the Final Four in the
Okay. I don't even know who FAU is.
Florida Atlantic University.
Okay.
So of the Final Four, which is a March Madness, you know March Madness, don't you?
Yeah, I've heard of
Okay.
it.
University of Miami and Florida Atlantic, which is in Boca Raton, are in the Final Four.
No kidding.
That's amazing.
Wow.
So FAU is a small no name
Right.
and they made it. It's like they're the Cinderella team. So
How cool.
Saturday you can root for them.
Okay.
I mean,
I'm on
they're
it.
like a stone's throw down the road from me. So
Oh, that's neat.
yeah, so it's pretty cool. Anyway,
Yeah.
so listen, just to round off here, final things you want to leave with the audience about your firm, aside from the fact that you need a civil litigator. What else do you want to leave?
You know, really, I mean, if you're in the Charlotte area, come see us. We're different, and I like to think we're pretty cool. So we'd love to chat with you.
You sound pretty cool. What's the best way to connect?
We have a website, www.shepardlawpllc.com, and we've got a phone number, 704-769-3100. We've got location. You can Google us and show up at our office. We're happy to chat.
You guys all back in the office, or people working remotely?
We didn't go home for very long at all. When we got shut down, we went home, sent everybody home with their stuff. Within 2 weeks, everybody was begging to come back. So we got a what is it, essential services waiver.
Yeah.
And everybody came back.
Oh, good.
So
yeah, I mean, people are still working at home, so it'd be interesting to see how that finally settles out. So you guys are all back in the office. Good.
Yeah. That collaboration is huge for us.
I agree.
Yeah.
I think you're right. So otherwise there's an awful lot of commercial real estate that's going to be empty.
Right. Yeah. That's painful.
So anyway, all right, well, good stuff. It was a pleasure.
It was nice talking to you.
For everybody, Candice Shepard with Shepard Law. And this is sponsored by EmotionTrac, which we discussed is a legal tech platform that helps litigators. So when you have your civil litigator, we'll talk to you.
Bring it right on.
Mediation trials with our Insights platform. So anyway, thanks again. It was really a pleasure to spend time with you, Candice.
It was great to talk with you. Have a great day.
You too.